There are no differences between men and women. Now, that is not accurate at all. Scientifically, if there were no differences between men and women, there would be no need for the other sex to exist. See, complicated organisms such as humans, there he go, talking that science stuff again, all day, just nerd. Everything is like a science thing, or a comic book thing, or a religious thing, or a political thing. Like, this dude can't even make up his mind. Yes, I teach things in a scientific, intelligent manner. There's plenty of places on the internet where you can get the dumb stuff, but around here, you're gonna get the gold bars of knowledge dropped on you in an intelligent fashion. And you know this.
And you know this, man?
Because the internet is bonkers right now with people not even knowing if there's differences between men and women and everybody's all confused, but it's okay. You did the right thing. You came to class, balance of power. I got you covered with today's lesson. Replaced versus irreplaceable. Let's get it in. So yes, there are many differences between men and women. We're not going to go over all of them, but we are going over one of the key differences that doesn't get talked about a lot. I've not really seen it anywhere, at least not where someone has broken it down. And this is going to be broken down into 3 sections. And out of all the sections, the third one is probably the most heavy. So make sure you watch all the way to the end to get that third piece. But like I said, this is not everything, but this is a quick breakdown of one of the things that I think is quite interesting between men and women. And that is this. Men want to be replaced. Women want to be irreplaceable. And we're going to talk about those 3 ways in which that happens, starting with number 1, love. Let's say your spouse dies, your husband dies, your wife dies, what have you. Well, ladies, for us as men, when we die, we actually want to be replaced. Now, we don't like the fact that you be with someone else, but we understand and know and kind of want you to have somebody. We want you to be protected, provided for, all the stuff that we do. We don't, like I said, we're not necessarily thrilled about the idea, but if we're dead, then there's nothing we can do. We don't want you to have to roll through life alone. Now, typically, this is different than how women tend to function when it comes to death. Even in death, I have heard, and again, these are general. In general, this is how it plays out. Not every man is going to feel like that. Not every woman is going to feel like this. But in general, a lot of women, enough of you to make a dent, want the guy to potentially have, like, yeah, you can have other girlfriends, but you better not love anyone more than you loved me. She still wants to be number 1 even after death. She wants to never be replaced in the sense of her position, her throne, her number 1 spot. She wants to keep that, even in the grave. Number 2, legacy. Now, when it comes to legacy, this is your children, your small children growing up. We as men and women tend to, kind of controversially, sometimes compete with our kids, but it will happen in different ways. So what I mean is that men, we tend to understand and know and want our kids to meet us and surpass us. So we get that our sons and our daughters, but mostly thinking about boy to boy, our sons will eventually get to where we are and pass us up. And we want this. We like this. We want them to replace us. We want our legacy to continue. We want to have them have the skills and the knowledge and everything that we have so they can take the ball that we hand them and keep going. Make it bigger, faster, stronger. We want them to be better than us. Now, when it comes to the competition, though, sometimes, not after that, oftentimes, boys tend to try to replace their dads too early. They start looking at the dad like competition when they're like 12, 13, 14, 15, during those teenage years, and we've talked about that in other videos. But in that competition, the grown men, they're not really tripping. They just don't want the dude to try it too early. But ultimately, men like to be replaced. And again, ladies, kind of controversial, but it's enough women where it's a thing. It tends to happen. I'm not saying you're terrible or you're bad. Don't get mad at me. I'm not God. I did not make you. I did not create the game. But I will show you how to move through it. Mothers and daughters tend to have this competition thing. And a lot of times, again, not every woman, don't get mad at me, but there tends to be this thing of not wanting the daughter to replace them or take their spot. If they see the daughter spending too much time with the husband, that might be a thing. They see the daughter doing too much around the house or starting to do certain commanding type things. And again, it's not just the mom, it's the daughters be thinking that they know everything, because ladies, you kind of come out the womb snapping fingers and telling people what to do and acting like you know every damn thing. So that's a thing. But there tends to be that competition where the mom doesn't want that replacement, and it kind of starts to subside later in life towards the daughter being like 30s, 40s, around there. And even then, there still tends to be some kind of friction sometimes when it comes to certain pockets of like you and your dad spend too much time to get like not wanting to lose her spot. And again, not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's enough women that to make a dent between mothers and daughters, okay? And the third one, like I said, this is the one that's probably the most emphatic, meaning it's almost every person, almost every time. Letting them know. Letting them know. So what this means is when your kids are getting a spouse, so your daughter's getting a husband, your son's getting a wife. When it comes to this, starting off with the men want to be replaced. We need to be replaced. We expect to be replaced. And if it doesn't happen, we're not happy. It is so emphatic. Ladies, one of the reasons why your father, your husband, your brother, whoever, the men in your life push the dudes who are trying to get around you, why we test them, why we punk them, why we're mean to them, why it's not just so simple, is because we need to see, is that new dude trying to get with our daughter, our sister, our cousin, or even if you're the son and some guy's trying to get with your mama, you do this. You need to test to see, is that dude strong enough to replace me? Can he protect her the way I can? Can he provide for her the way I can? Can he do these things? He needs to be me and then some. As a father, you're thinking, all right, I need this guy that if I'm dead, my little girl is taken care of. If I'm busy, if I'm over here, someone's going to be providing for her the way that I did. I need to be replaced. I need, in a sense, this job of taking care of her taken off my plate. And not in a negative way. Because you love your little girl and you want to take care of your little girl, but at the same time, she gonna get with a dude. Instantaneously, we think he needs to have a purpose. Why is he here if he's not doing what I do? He needs to replace me. Why do you have problems with your car? Why are you coming to me? It should be him. Why is he not doing this job? That we want, need, imperative for whoever's going to come up in here to replace us. So we let them know. Throughout the conversations in the beginning, we check a guy. We don't really do it with our words, but we ask questions, we push, we test, we let them know, hey, you need to replace me. You need to be me and then some. Now this one, ladies, when it comes to you, ladies tend to let the new spouse, the new woman coming in, they tend to let them know, I will never be replaced. I'm his mother. I gave birth to him. I will always be here. I will be in his life. Very important no matter what. And again, some women go deeper into this than others. Some will be completely upset if the wife is making decisions that she should be making. And some are just upset internally and have this slight silent Cold War type hatred slash little digs and things at the new woman coming into their son's life because they're like, well, she thinks she replacing me. She thinks she can cook better than I can. Thinks she can take care of him better than I can. Is this, again, the thing of I don't want to lose that pedestal spot that I have. I'm up here. I'm his mother. And some women have gone as far as straight telling the new woman, yeah, you might be so-and-so, but I'm never going to leave his life. I will always be important. You will never replace me. They will say the words. It's more about the words when it comes to the ladies. So if you notice in this last piece that's so emphatic, it's because it contains some of the major things we do in our roles as men and women. One of the major pieces in our roles as men is protection. We need to protect our women, protect the people in our household. And so since it's so imperative, it tends to be something we're not bending on. And over here, when it comes to women, it's the healing portion. It's the cooking, it's the taking care of him, it's what if he's sick. Again, the role that women are predisposed to be better at than men. Of, are you thinking that you can do this better than me? And because it's so imperative, it's such an innate nurturing thing, again, a woman's not going to want to bend on this very much. So those are some differences. Like I said, there's lots of differences between men and women, but the concept of being replaced versus irreplaceable, I've not really seen be talked about much. But what does that mean for you in your relationship? How does this play in / play out when you're talking to your person? Well, that's the thing. You got your teammate, you got your girl, you got your husband, you got your person. You need to have a conversation. You need to find out whether you're in the beginning stages, middle stages, end stages. You need to have that conversation. You've probably had issues and problems if you've been in a relationship for a while about these things. And it's usually because there's that difference between replaced versus irreplaceable. You need to find out who your person is. Are they in the majority of women who don't want to be replaced at all? Are they in the majority of men who want to be replaced at all cost? Are they in the minority who don't feel that way? And if they do fit in the majority, which a majority of you will, duh, it's in the word, how deep in that rabbit hole are they? As the mother, is she just slightly annoyed that her new daughter-in-law can make chicken casserole better than her, and she's just like noticing she's being replaced, and it's kind of like, or she literally straight saying to the girl, no, you will never cook as good as me. You ain't never doing what I do. I can cook better than you all day. All day.
All day. I got it all day. I do this all day, Winston.
So you got to find out, what do you believe in between each other? What does your person believe in? What do you believe in? This is basically rule 2. Know thy enemy / target. Your person is not your enemy, but they're your target. They're your target audience. What do they like? What are they about? What is it that they believe in? Because it's going to help you determine the next thing, which is, are you going to stop each other? Or are you going to get out of each other's way? Meaning, if your wife's like, yeah, I have this weird thing where I don't want to be replaced. I don't know what it is. I just feel it, but I don't want to be mean to the new daughter-in-law. I didn't like it when your mom did that to me, so I need you to stop me whenever I'm going down that path of being so mean to her because I don't want to be replaced. Does she want you to stop her from doing that? Or is it something where you're like, yeah, baby, I need to check these new little boys running around our little girl. They want to get with her. They think about marriage or whatever. I need you to just get out of the way and let me do my man thing. I need you to let me check these cats. Because if they're too weak to stand up to the pressure that I give them, then they're too weak to be with our little girl. Because I need to be replaced. I have to find someone who's going to replace me. If he doesn't have my strength level, or at least some strength level, he's not good enough for our little girl. So I need you to not jump in, just get out of the way. So no matter what you believe in, you should come together and have that conversation. Determine your beliefs, determine how you want to handle it. And yeah, it's going to require some talking and strategizing and things like that. And yes, I know it's a lot. I get it. It's not the same as when you first got with this person. Because remember, acquisition is elementary. Retention is hard. Now that's the end of today's lesson. Now you already know what to do. Go ahead and throw thumbs. And if you found value in this video, which I know you did, go ahead and subscribe. We're still on our road to 10K, so subscribe to the video. And if you're really, really good, slide this video to someone who needs to hear this message. Now I know you love these lessons, so come on back and click on another video, get some more learning in. But until next time though, deuce deuce.